empty heart as love is fading.
It feels fantastic to be back. It's been, you know, quite a long time really since we made an album, so being back in the studio was really, really cool. But particularly on this album, we've got to sort of really spread our wings. Went to the States and worked with a lot of amazing new producers. We also worked with a lot of producers in the UK that we hadn't worked with before.
You know, it was great to be off and stuff like that, but I definitely missed Westlife a lot. I missed singing a lot and stuff, and you know, 10 years, it's very hard to you know, just step out of it, so it took a long time to get used to. But you know, it was great to be off, but it is fantastic to be back. Very excited to be back.
It's great to be back. We talked about a year off for a long time, and we eventually kind of came through, and you know, we did things that we all wanted to do. We travelled, we spent time at home. Obviously, when you're doing children, you know, it makes sense to be able to spend quality time with them. So yeah, all in all, it was good, but I think we also needed to refresh our heads. We needed to get away from each other. We needed to miss it again. You know, we needed to know what Westlife had become, because when you're in the bubble of of doing it all the time, you kind of don't know. It's only when you can get away from it and reflect and watch some of the older stuff and listen to the older songs and see where we needed to go. And that's when, coming to the end of the year off, we met up again, and we met up with Louis and Simon and discussed what we needed to do. And I've said this a lot, but if we had created 10 boxes, I think we've ticked 8 to 9 of them anyway, from where Westlife needed to go and how we needed to evolve and how we needed to change.
It's really exciting to be back, honestly. I feel like, you know, the year off did wonders for us in terms of kind of getting ready to come back to Westlife. You know, it kind of made us really realise what it is that we have, sitting at home, watching the television, watching all the other acts perform on all the big TV shows and stuff like that. It kind of made us go, right, okay, we want to be there. So I think it revitalised us massively in a way that, you know, we're a lot more hungry for this again.
Well, if you can picture yourself in the middle of like Leicester Square or Times Square in New York, and there's thousands of people everywhere, you know, if you picture trying to meditate in the middle of there, it's like it's impossible, you know. In the middle of Westlife, in the middle of the madness and the kind of screaming audiences and the TV shows and the big schedules, and you're just constantly all over the place. I thought every one of us could do it, getting away from it and really kind of thinking about, you know, what actually makes me happy in life, you know, and what do I want and what do I not want. But I knew that I kind of had stuff I wanted to do, like travel. I just wanted to be around in my place in London and my home in Sligo. So to me, the idea of just, you know, being in my own house and going to the local supermarket and buying, you know, dinner and stuff was actually great novelty to me. I went down into a shop in town and bought this massive map of the world and a bag of thumbtacks, and I just went like that, boom, 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 boom. Myself and Kevin went off and travelled around for, you know, a few months. And then I kind of came back and started preparing myself for getting back to work, in which kind of period of time I started doing a lot of songwriting. And I was always a little bit like, oh, you know, I'll write myself as a hobby, but I don't want to kind of get into writing for Westlife. But I felt like I had genuinely sort of formed a genuine passion for songwriting, you know, separate to everything, and wanted to sort of give it a shot, writing for Westlife. So I went in literally one day with a friend of mine, Shaznay Lewis, and another guy called Chris Braid, and we wrote a song called Reach Out, and it's ended up on the album. And it was the first time I ever tried to write a song for Westlife, and I'm really pleased with the results.
And the world is cold as stone.
My wife had a baby boy, Patrick, so that took up a lot of my year off. I just, you know, just chilled out, just did things I didn't get to do. Started going to the gym and playing football with my mates every week and playing golf with my father-in-law every Sunday. I spent probably 90% of my year off at home in Sligo. But the fact that I travelled so much for the last kind of decade, I wanted to kind of not be in airports and I wanted to just get up every morning, bring my kids to play school. But you know, when you're used to Westlife and the madness of it and all that, and your schedules and your literally diary in front of you for 2 months. So you know, that was it really. Just kind of relaxed, enjoyed myself and got fit.
I was so excited to be beginning the year off, but at the same time I was nervous. At the same time that when I got nervous, I got excited. I was like, I have so much time, I can do what I want. I can fly over and watch Premier League games. I can just go on the town if I want to. You know, I can take my kids to the zoo, plan it, you know, meet up with everybody, all my mates and their kids, and do all those things. Miss the birthdays that you've missed. You know, you don't miss them anymore for a year. And we did that for the first few weeks, and then we just bought a house in Portugal, so we went down there. Spent a good 5 months, I'd say, down there. And all of that time I was back training, you know, in the gym, doing a lot of kickboxing and boxing. Being at home and being able to do what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it was great. But like that too, coming towards the end of it, I was done with the year off, you know. I was like, right, okay, now I need to get back into work. I
had a very busy year off. At the start of the year off, I was putting a girl band together with Louis Walsh, our manager, and that kind of took up an awful lot of time. And then I was preparing for getting married. We got married on the 8th of May in 2009, so that was pretty special. I didn't really feel like I had a year off, if I'm completely honest. I kind of felt like too many things happened for me to ever go home in the evening and just relax. It kind of did the opposite for me in a sense of like worrying about Westlife. To me, it's like, you know, if Westlife ended tomorrow, I could never complain, I could never give out, I could never look back and go, oh my God, you know, why did it end so fast? I mean, we're 10 years doing it. I've had some of the best experiences anybody could ever have. So for me, it kind of just put a lot of things back into perspective.